Hello friends! So this is a little bit of a bonus video because I've decided to switch my schedule around a little bit, so you'll be seeing me on Fridays more often than Mondays, and it's just easier for us to do it that way. So, and I feel like more people tune in on Fridays too, so that's always a good thing. So today we're going to be tackling the Hungarian Mushroom Soup from the 1977 Moosewood cookbook. I've had this book for probably 30 years. I got it used back then, and it has a couple inscriptions of it. It's very well loved, and a lot of people have found the recipes useful, obviously. This one in particular is a pretty beloved soup in that if you lived in Portland and you went to a restaurant called Old Wives' Tales, you know about this soup. Like, that's what they were famous for, even though it was a Moosewood recipe. But this is the same recipe, and the first time I had it, it was my 20th birthday, and my friend and I decided, we lived in Eugene at the time and we're going to school down there, and we decided to drive up to Portland and just spend the day there and see what Portland was like. And I'd never really spent much time, like, as a young adult without my parents or anybody else in Portland, so we just like gallivanted around and had a really good time. And we actually didn't drive, we took Amtrak, and there were cabs lined up and waiting for us when we got off the train. And I remember I asked the cab driver, so I was like, I'm looking for like a kind of like a hippy dippy trippy loosey goosey restaurant in Portland. What can you do for me? And he's like, oh, let's go to Old Wives' Tales. And so that's where he dropped us off. And I tried this soup and I was like, oh yeah, this is perfect, because my birthday is in October and it was cold and rainy on that day, and it was just like the perfect soup. And so I would frequent Old Wives' Tales once I moved to Portland just for that soup. And they always had it hot on their salad bar. So when they closed, my heart shattered into a million pieces. I was so upset. But then I realized, I was like, somebody told me that the Moosewood recipe was the recipe that they used, and I was like, I have that cookbook. Oh my God. And so, yeah, I was just like, okay, well, here we go. And so now I'm gonna share it with you. So I'm gonna start off by chopping, you should have 2 cups of onion. You can use any kind of onion. I happen to have red, so that's what I'm using. And we're just gonna chop this up, and it's gonna go into a little bowl so that I can use it in a minute. What?
Like clockwork, the dogs come and flock.
Oh yeah, they anytime they hear me chopping something up on the counter, they are right here because they are just like, Mom has vegetables and I am a veggie dog. I don't think I ever had veggie dogs until this group, but Shelly just like, she loves vegetables. I remember one day I gave her a whole romaine heart, and she just like sat there and munched it to her heart's content, and she was like, thank you, Mommy, I love you so much. And yeah, so these I'm actually gonna save for later because it's getting to be soup season, and
we have another video lined up.
Well, no, it's getting to be soup season, and so I make a lot of stock in the fall. So this is a good thing to save. You can save your butts, and they're good because they're very potent.
Butts.
Yeah, and so any vegetable scraps that I have, I will put in a Ziploc bag in the freezer, and I won't care whether or not he's an island, but anyway. So I've got, I'm gonna say this is essentially 2 cups of onion. If it's a little bit more, that's also fine. And now I'm also gonna slice up 12 ounces, which I've already measured out and cleaned, of mushrooms. All right. And so, yeah, I'm gonna cut some of these larger and some of these smaller, just so we have a little variety. I'm thinking maybe I should go back and like chop the stems like this, because
that might be a good idea.
Yeah. Like it calls for sliced onions, and normally they would use like brown button mushrooms. I said onions. Sliced mushrooms. They use like brown button mushrooms, and those are fine. I just didn't find those today when I was at the co-op, so like I said, I haven't really changed from my hippy dippy trippy loosey goosey self in all this time, so I do shop at a co-op. But yeah, like I think for some of these I'm just gonna chop them smaller.
Give some variety and
Yeah.
texture.
So the rest of these I'm gonna chop small. And these are all gonna cook down to be not even close to the same size that they are right now because they're essentially little sponges.
Full of water.
Full of water. They'll give up that lovely water and they will taste delightful.
That lovely mycelium.
So these are the ingredients that we have. So this is 12 ounces of chopped mushrooms, or sliced. They're sliced and chopped. 2 cups of chopped onion, a 1/4 cup of chopped parsley, 2 cups of stock, a tablespoon of Hungarian paprika, and then we're going to need 2 tablespoons of tamari. I didn't have any, but liquid aminos are essentially the same thing. A cup of milk, a couple teaspoons of dill, 3 tablespoons of flour, 4 tablespoons of butter, and then we're gonna need 1/2 cup of sour cream and a couple tablespoons of lemon juice. All right, so let's head over to the stove. Hi, so I'm on the stove now and I've got my onions. They're starting to sweat. You want these to turn a little bit translucent. You don't want them to be completely brown or anything like that. No frizzling, just a little bit clear. I've added a couple pinches of salt to this. And when they turn a little bit more translucent, I will add the mushrooms. So you can see what they look like right now. You just want them to sweat at this stage. Okay, so now I'm going to add the mushrooms. And we're just gonna put them all in. And these are also going to sweat and kind of reduce down a little. And they'll start to give up their moisture and help to keep the onions from burning too. All right, so this is what the mushrooms should look like when you add your stock to this. And this is mushroom stock. And I'm gonna add 1/2 cup right now. Maybe a little bit more, there we go. And this is just going to simmer on low, medium low for about 15 minutes with a lid. And my lovely assistant is grabbing for me as we speak. There we go. All right.
Is that too big?
It'll be fine for this, it's okay. So we're just I'm gonna turn that down to about a 3. And then we will come back in a few minutes. All right, this is looking pretty good. I'm gonna let this go a little bit longer and I'm gonna add the dill and the paprika at this stage to kind of wake them up.
Make them start to feel alive.
Yeah. Make the air sweet and fragrant.
And spicy.
All right.
Maybe not spicy.
So
Paprika's
hot
not
dog.
necessarily spicy.
All right, Honeybug, you're going on the back burner here. I already got it set to 3. And now I am going to start this. I'm gonna get the butter going, and then I'm gonna add the flour to that.
To make a roux.
Yep. So I'm gonna make a roux here, and you've already seen me do this, but yeah, so
We're just
sometimes you have to do it. And it's not a liberal scam, I promise.
doing it right.
Not a liberal scam. And so in goes the flour, and we're just gonna stir this up with the butter, and it's gonna cook for a couple of minutes to essentially just cook off the raw flour taste. And you wanna keep this moving, you don't want it to sit. Well, you can let it sit a little, but essentially you just want to make sure that there aren't any lumps. And then it's going to kind of sizzle a little bit, and that's okay. It's cooking the flour.
Sizzle, sizzle.
You want to let this go for like a minute or 2. And you can stir it to kind of keep it moving and check on it, make sure it's not burning to the bottom of the pan. At this stage, it wouldn't do that, but you just want to be safe. All right, and once you get it to kind of look like this, where it's kind of floating to the top of the oil, you see that, like how the flour is doing that? Now we can turn this down. I'm going to add the milk. And we're going to stir this on low, lower than that, until it's thickened. So this might take a few minutes, and that's okay. I am just going to turn off the heat now.
Because it's already there.
It's already there. Like they said 10 minutes in the recipe, and I was like, huh, I don't know. It's okay. And I'm kind of doing the reverse of what the recipe says here. And I'm just going to add this roux. And you know what I think I might do actually is I'm gonna put the stock in first, because I don't want the roux to burn.
Oh, that looks delightful.
Well, it will be. So, got that going. Anything that's on the bottom is gonna come up because liquid helps release things from the bottom of the pan, at least if they're not already a problem. Okay, so now I'm going to add this roux.
Do you want to turn the thing back on in a minute? Not the camera.
Well, yeah, we are going to turn it back on, and we're going to simmer it at low. And we're just going to let this do its thing for a few minutes. It already looks pretty good to me.
It already smells delicious.
But we're going to juice it up a little, even more. So we've got everything going, and it looks pretty good already. I'm going to put the lid on this, and we're going to let it simmer for a few minutes, just covered. It needs to thicken and become luxurious and just how we want it.
Soup.
Yep, soup. All right, so we're back, and I am going to add some pepper to this. I've already added the tamari. So in with the pepper. About 20 grains. And then I'm going to add the lemon juice, the sour cream.
Such an interesting soup.
It is. It's so good. yeah, this, look at the difference,
Yeah.
the difference the sour cream made. It's gonna be so good. This is a very rich soup, so I would serve this alongside a salad. You know, try and keep the rest of your dinner light if this is your dinner. Yeah, this is absolutely worth the calories. All right. And now I'm gonna go in with the parsley. I actually went in and I cut the parsley a little finer because it was bothering me. But there it is. We are ready. Well, almost anyway. Looks like there's still a little bit of sour cream that needs to be worked in, but it's makes a really nice, it adds a little bit of an extra emulsification to everything that I think is important, because there are some kind of acidic ingredients in this that I was noticing that it was looking a little broken, but this just brings it all right back together and makes it kind of a forgiving little mama. Yes, please. I would love a bowl so they can try it. Okay, I'm still stirring this a little bit because there's still a little bit of sour cream.
Shelly, are you the cameraman?
I am a camera. All right. Okay. And we are there. Here, ladle. Oops.
Ah!
Uh-oh. Okay. I'm just gonna take a little taste.
Taste the soup.
All right, here we go. Oh my. Yeah.
Does it remind you of the old wives' tale soup?
It does. It really does. It's so good. I might add a little less tamari, but other than that, yeah, it's really good. Yeah. So this was another really nice little birthday find from back in the day. Gosh, that was 1996. Yeah, I'm that old. Anyway, make the soup. Especially if you're missing old wives' tales like I am. And I will see you next time. Like, share, and subscribe.
Bye.
Thank you, Luna.
Yeah.
What?
Can we call the buds of the onion the ogre butts?
The what? The ogre butts? Because of Shrek? Okay, if that's what you want to do. Far be it for me to destroy your trip, man. Yeah.
Ogre butts.
Ogre butts drive me nuts.
Catastrophe.
Ah!